Why, hello. I have a little bit of a confession to make. Actually, it's a massive confession. I've been a diver for years, commercial and sport. I studied oceanography. I worked as a marine scientist. I've spent a lot of time in the water, and it scares the crap out of me. Truly, the sea scares me. Welcome to episode 24 of the Barely Normal podcast. I am your mildly shook up host, Luke. When I was about 5, sub A, grade 1, there was a book in our school junior library called Shark Attack. Now, this was in the 80s, so things were a little bit different then when it came to, what you allowed children to see. But this book, Shark Attack, was basically just pictures of people who had been attacked by sharks. And some of them were even alive, and showed you the scars, Some of them were just mauled, corpses on beaches. Which left an impression on 5-year-old me, I think. And I've seen sharks in the wild. And yeah, it's like a completely different thing. I've taken people diving with sharks. But still, there's something about not being able to see your feet or something. But even if you can, if the water's clear, fish can swim so much faster than you. But now there are fewer sharks here in Cape Town because there are fewer seals and fewer fish. If I look at my window, I can see Seal Island, which used to be almost black because of seals. That's the middle of False Bay. And around it used to be, I think, the second greatest breeding colony of great whites in the world. But now we hardly ever see a great white. But we hear about killer whales more often. Killer whales. But apparently you don't have to worry too much because they go for the sharks because they've got big livers, oily livers filled with vitamin A, and people generally don't have large livers, unless you maybe have a fatty liver. Then maybe if you have a fatty liver, maybe don't go into the ocean until the killer whales have left our shores. Although, how epic would it be to be one of the first people in history that we have ever known of to be eaten by a killer whale? That's one way to go. But okay, killer whales aside, I would truly love to be able to just put on my wetsuit, trundle down to the beach, and just swim along the coast and just swim for hours. I would love that. Some part of me there's a guy I saw on YouTube called Ross Edgley. He's just this muscle-bound ball of energy that is just happy to be there. He eats pain. He swam around Great Britain, 6 hours at a time or something, 8-hour shifts or something crazy, which is amazing. Like, I would love to be able to do that. There was a guy, one of my friend's dad. He had the record for swimming between between Simonstown and Muizenberg. I think it's a 10-kilometer swim or 5-kilometer swim. Either way, it's very exposed, and it's 30 or 40 meters deep. And he would do it with his legs bound because he apparently, I don't know, he preferred better technique or something. It could totally be a story, but his children ended up being really good athletes, you know, good enough to be able to put their, make a brand out of their surname. Kind of amazing, like truly world class. But it does make me wonder why there are kind of like pockets of talent, or when things happen in certain places. I went to this church years ago. I'm not a sporty person, and I'm a bit athletic, but I don't go to rugby games and stuff like that usually. And I went to this church, and I just happened to be surrounded by pro athletes in different fields. Yeah, like kind of amazing. And it made me wonder, like, is there something in the water? Is there something in kind of these people's ideology? Is it a friendship? Is it, or did they all come there for that thing? But they all had different disciplines, so I suppose not. So maybe it is insight. Maybe the plateau, when we start getting good at something, there's usually like a sharp increase in ability, and then there's a plateau for a very long time. Maybe that accounts for the 10,000 hours that Malcolm Gladwell says you kind of need vaguely for mastery. Because there's, when you don't start something, when you haven't done something, you don't know how to do it yet, really. So it's like asking a kid, what would you like to be when you grow up? They've got no idea besides what they've seen on TV and what people have told them. They don't really have any clue. Yeah. Little Susie, you don't want to be putting down dogs all day, being a vet or something. It's not what you think it is. But where was I going with that? Yes. So maybe that plateau is not what you think it is. So the sharp increase is what you think it is. I think playing guitar is this, and you suddenly get better, and then you plateau because now you've run out of the thing that you think you should be learning. You've done it. But you obviously haven't, because you plateaued. So now you finished learning the one skill, and now you need to learn what is the other skill that you need to find that's mildly adjacent, or what idea that'll help you move ahead. Maybe it's something as simple as, they say that half of success is showing up. Maybe the other half is making the day easier to show up to. Like I heard about playful Russian wrestlers who they try and play more in a way, and not go as intense in their efforts. Never more than a 7 out of 10. But they do it more often, which means that they can train every day. They never feel stiff. And slowly their average goes up. Instead of, like our usual idea of, cool, 3 times a week, I'm going to exert maximum effort, and the next day I'm going to wear my DOMS as a badge of honor, my delayed onset of muscle soreness, which apparently we still don't know what causes them. Like it could be lactic acid, it could be fascia that have moved ever so slightly. It could be muscle, who knows, it could be all of the above, but yeah. Anyway, maybe the second half of succeeding in whatever that is leaving like a soft edge, like Ernest Hemingway said. An easy start. So stopping when it's fun, when you've started flow, it becomes more appealing next time. Setting up that slipstream, the momentum that just sucks you in to flow the next day. But then again, maybe our idea of continual growth and expansion is a strategy that was successful to a species that was less successful than it is now. What I mean is, like, sure, have lots of children if lots of children are dying. If that's the norm, that's what rabbits and mice do. I'm just saying maybe things have changed so quickly that we haven't even adapted as a species. Anyway, I'm a bit scared of the sea. Come swim with me. Love you, bye.